Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica, episode 4. In the previous episode, Mommy fucking died, is what happened. She got decapitated and feasted on. Because, the enemy she faced had multiple phases for some reason. I mean, it doesn't really need a reason to have multiple phases. I think the entire deal with the witches is that they can be anything. They are entirely and wholly unpredictable. So it was kind of a maybe not mistake on Mami's part, because she did get rid of that witch. She wholeheartedly believed that the witch was dead, and that was her downfall, kinda, sorta. I don't know. I don't know if there was a way that Mami could have survived it. Perhaps there was, perhaps there wasn't. I don't know. One thing for sure is that for some reason Homura knew the gimmick, because she did try to tell Mami that something's gonna be wrong, that something's awry. Of course, in a classic Homura fashion, she didn't actually say anything. She was like, oh yeah, be careful, instead of saying, hey yo, the boss has 20 phases. You kill one, you have to kill more, so don't turn around, don't turn your back to it, even if you think it's a corpse. Right? She could have said it, but she didn't. For some reason. I don't know. Maybe she really didn't like Mami. I mean, they weren't already on the best of terms, from what it seems, but to that degree, I don't think so. Although, after all was said and done, Homura was pretty cold towards Madoka and Sayaka, right? This seed is mine. You don't even have a use for it. You're not magical girls, so give it to me. And she got the magic seed and went away. And Madoka and Sayaka got motherfucking PTSD from that all. Which is gonna be interesting how we deal with that. Because, I mean, I know as much, right? Sooner or later, Madoka is gonna become a magical girl. I mean, for fuck's sakes, the show is called Magical Girl Madoka Magica. So, it has Madoka in the name, right? So, she has to become a magical girl sooner or later. This will probably push her away from becoming one, but I'm assuming she will be forced to become a magical girl in one way or another. What are we exactly gonna do this episode? Very hard for me to tell, because it's a show where I equally expect a witch to attack, and Madoka and Sayaka perhaps, or maybe just Sayaka or maybe just Madoka have to fend off that witch somehow. It could be an episode about Homura, or it could be an episode that consists solely of talking and dealing with grief and dealing with PTSD and going through this mental headspace rather than dealing with the outer world. Could honestly go either way. What else? Right, we talked a little bit about wishes in the previous episode, which makes me think that perhaps Mami's wish to be alive, I think that might have been her wish, is still in effect, and maybe she's gonna be resurrected somehow. I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm having hope, but not particularly much of it, because this show is indeed fairly freaking dark. So it wouldn't surprise me if she did stay dead until the end of the series. And it wouldn't surprise me if she went back. I mean, another thing is, we know that, we suspect that there might be some timey-wimey shenanigans, some timeline shenanigans, alternate worlds, and stuff like that. and we know that the wishes can grant basically anything. So perhaps something's gonna happen that will allow us to rescue Mami. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We talked about wishes, and Sayaka had the wish to, for the sake of her friend, right, to cure him of whatever ails him. But it was a good question. Is it a wish for his sake, or is it a wish for your sake? Because it apparently matters. So I'm dying to know what's gonna be Sayaka's wish, if any, if she even does become a magical girl in the end. I think she will, but who knows? Again, it's like 4 episodes already, and Madoka still isn't one. So, so maybe Sayaka will become a magical girl like at the very end, just to save Madoka or whatever. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Anything else that I would like to say? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's just the previous episode very much felt like closing one arc and an opening of another. So it's kind of hard for me to predict where we're gonna go from there. Are the events that transpired gonna motivate Madoka to become a magical girl, or are they gonna demotivate her? Is she gonna follow Kyuubey in hopes that of maybe having a wish to resurrect Mami? That's a possibility. Or is she going to completely turn Kyuubey away? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. One thing I do know is that I really do like Homura's powers, because they seem to be like a time-space fourth wall shenanigans, where she can disappear on one side of the screen and then appear on the other, and she has like full reign over all that. Ah, sorry, I didn't set up the camera properly earlier. Had to had to pick up the phone, and my camera is my phone, so had to pick up my camera essentially, and it kind of got fucky wacky a little. Is it good now? If I do this, okay, that's gonna be good. I'm gonna have to sit a little lower. uh, anything else? No, I don't think so. I think that essentially sums up the previous episode. So, how about we stop talking? Yeah, that's gonna be better. How about we stop talking and start watching? Also, one more thing, just a little bit of housekeeping. You guys on YouTube are gonna see this episode on time. On Patreon, it's like 3 days late. Super sorry for that, but as you may or may not know, I'm in the process of getting a new job, and it requires me to get a bunch of like medical checkups, a bunch of papers signed. I had to get a paper from the police saying that I'm not a criminal and stuff like that. So I've been running all around the city from one place to another trying to deal with all that. Hopefully now it's gonna normalize a little because I'm done with all that stuff. Although I have a convention this coming week, so this coming weekend, so that's gonna throw a wrench into my plans a little bit. Oh, my poor throat. I recorded Ruby and Overlord right before this, so my throat is a little bit sore. But I'm gonna soldier through it, because that's what I do. The show must go on. The show must go on, and for that show to go on, indeed, you need your subs, and I need my sound, of course. And I also need your support. You can support the channel on Patreon or Throne, links in the description, monetarily, or if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you can still support the channel by sharing my content, spreading the word, because that really helps. Like, subscriptions, comments, likes, all of that helps, sure, but bringing more people to the channel really, really helps. So thank you if you do that. Okay, now we can start watching Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica, episode 4, in 3, 2, 1, go. Yet again, we start with cinematic bars. Who's running? Madoka running home? To her mother? There's chairs in here. No, it's Sayaka. Is Kamijo fucking dead? Or on a leave? Ah, okay. Just moved. Oh? Right, because he can never play violin again. Just some water with lemon syrup. I had a nice cup of tea, but I drank it all. Lady Grey, it's called. Highly recommend. I don't know, ask him. Just theoretically. What if there was a way, a wish, you met a genie or a goldfish that would grant you one wish? What would you think of that? That's, I'm assuming, like Sayaka from the future telling us that, because I'm assuming Sayaka is gonna sign the contract with Kyuubey and it's gonna fuck her up somehow. Because once you mention the price of a wish, you're guaranteed it's nothing good. Also, again, the theme of chairs for some reason. Like chairs in that physical therapy room. That's a character we haven't seen yet, that redhead. Aniplex, Hobosuba. It's like Konosuba but with hobos. Sorry. No appetite? She can't eat? Because she witnessed Mommy getting eaten? Yeah, worst thing is, she has no one to confide in. That's a weird thing to say during a family breakfast. Yeah, maybe shut the fuck up, Kyuubey. Oh, I thought it was Kyuubey talking. Sayaka's way of coping, I'm assuming, just reject it. In the fucking sterile rooms. Of course. She complains about being a Christmas cake. Of course. Using linguistics to justify that you can still be married. And the sterile roof. Yeah. You're the only two. Well, including Homura 3. Yeah, nobody else knows of the world of witches and nobody knows of its dangers. That's the biggest part here. I wouldn't! Well, Madoka? Yeah. No, you aren't being selfish. You're like clinging to the status quo. You're not like trying to like take back progress in the name of like selfishness. You're just not moving forward. So it's not essentially being selfish. Like I know that it's not what's going on in her head, but I mean no, I don't think she died in the name of any particular ideal. Homura. Yeah. I mean makes sense. Yeah. Whomst? Ah, I thought it was another voice, but it was just Kyuubey. Is he gonna stop him, it, her, at the last moment, or not? Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna answer. Oh, it's just open? Ah, she's returning a book. Or notes, I guess. I mean, there's no guarantee that even if you were a magical girl, you wouldn't share her fate. So it seems like it was genuinely only Homura who was prepared to deal with that witch. Why are you blushing? Okay, Homura, please talk. Okay, she wants to protect Madoka this much. But she's not gonna say anything more, or are we going home together? I guess we're going home together. She's been through it multiple times, I'm assuming. Too many to count. Too many to count. Oh, the glimmer of light was extinguished. Yeah, essentially. True. Yeah, if you die in the world of witches, there's no corpse left behind. And the way a magical girl dies is in the world of witches. I'm assuming they don't die of old age. Yeah? Hmm. Fist clenching. And the shaft neck. And of course, some super unsettling music and some super unsettling background still. Everything in yellow and orange. Debussy. Sorry. Let the man listen to his music in peace. Oh? Oh. I guess it can be taken that way, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so he was essentially just entertaining her. Okay, that was very open. Huh, miracle or magic, you say? Funny you mentioned that. Oh, hello, Kyuubey. And thus, Sayaka became a magical girl. If only Homura communicated, yeah. Sure, absolutely. But she fucking refuses to. Oh. Yeah, she's gonna do a backflip. I'm going to Equestria. I saw a meme on 4chan that shows a noose. It must be a way to the land of ponies. Is Madoka gonna become a magical girl to save her? Okay, that's a lot of people. That's a whole ass crowd. All of them factory workers? And if so, what's Hitomi doing here? Daughter of one of the workers? Bucket? Some sort of a liquid? Oh, gasoline. Why do you have something like that at your home? Oh, is it like bleach and fact, there's a mixture of like two common household cleaning things that create like fucking mustard gas or something like that. I think it's bleach and alcohol. Yeah, I think it's bleach and alcohol. Or bleach and that other thing that also stinks and is used for cleaning that I forgot the name of. One of those creates, when mixed together, creates toxic gas. The other creates, I think, what's it called? The thing they used in movies to put people to sleep, like sprinkle it on the handkerchief and put on people's mouths. Yeah, welcome to Zombieland. It's the world of the witches? Or what's happening exactly? Yeah. Welcome to the world of the witches, Madoka. Kirsten. Witch Kirsten. That's a cool art style. Also, again, apparently random people can be sucked into this world. Or, again, it might be because of Madoka's connection with Kyuubey. Seeing pictures of Mami. Seeing the recap of the previous episode. Yeah, seeing recaps is genuinely punishment, so I'm with you here, Madoka. And she's getting quartered. Whomst? That doesn't look like Homura's powers. Sayaka, hello! So you did decide to become a Mahou Shoujo. And she uses a gun? A saber. Okay. I was honestly expecting her to be using a baseball bat. Because she's already shown us her proficiency with it. Yeah, too close for comfort. Yeah, your best friend is gonna end up like mommy. That's what's going on, Madoka. Hello, Homura. And oh, what'd you know? My hand works. But I'm in the world of witches, which is suboptimal to say the least. Or maybe not, but there was something fucky wacky going in the background. That's the redhead from the opening. Tomboy! Tsundere Tomboy! Okay, so we're getting an enemy. Yep. We have a new antagonist. Well, I'm saying new as if we had a proper antagonist so far. We haven't really. I mean, they were trying to sell us Homura as an antagonist, but she really isn't. I'm loving this ED. This moment. Yeah, I'm loving it. Okay. Sayaka is a Mahou Shoujo now. Oh, you will. Mark you my words. You will regret it. Uh. Okay. How about we go through this episode again? Shall we? That was an interesting episode. Mostly focused on Sayaka, all things considered. And what she's going through. Right? Like, oh, good, she's coming here because he's having some trouble, some serious trouble. He's never gonna be uh, able to play the instrument again. He could technically learn to play something else, but no, of course not. Wasn't he like playing violin? If I'm not mistaken, to play violin, you use one hand to like plug the strings or like change the length of the string, and the other to move the thingamajig. Couldn't he just like swap hands essentially? Like, sure, his left hand doesn't work, but strap the thing to it, have him learn to use his other hand to move the strings, and just it'll work. Like, I've seen a person with one hand play violin, so he could go through it. He could soldier through. He could still play the violin. But I'm guessing he's not in the headspace, or maybe it's not just not his like in his personality. to be looking for solutions, right? Because there are people out there who are like, oh no, I lost my legs. Well, nothing can be done about it. I might as well just make the most of it, right? I'm gonna pimp my wheelchair. That's gonna be cool. Or, I don't know, I lost a finger. Cool, always wanted to have a 3D printed prosthetic, you know? There are people who are genuinely thinking in these terms. Apparently he isn't. Apparently he's very defeatist, right? Oh no, I lost movement in the fingers of one of my arms. I'll never play an instrument again. And spiraling down. Another question is how long he's been in this state, right? Because if it's something decently new, then sure, he hasn't gone through all the stages of grief yet, right? Right now he's at anger. But perhaps in the future, he's gonna see things differently. If there is a future, because I'm assuming that Sayaka's wish has a price, like heavy, 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 heavy price. Not just for her, because she wouldn't have mind paying the price. There's gonna be a price for him, and he's gonna have to pay it. And Sayaka's not gonna be happy about it. That's my assumption. And yeah, she's blaming herself for some reason, right? My fingers work perfectly, why was it him and not me? I don't know. Kind of sounds like they were in the same accident, and only he got damaged and Sayaka got out of it scot-free. Or maybe he saved her, like, I don't know, shielded her from harm or something like that. We don't know that, but it kind of reads this way. Of course, Madoka is out of it, because she remembers one of her friends fucking die. If you were ready, we would go. If I had enough time and money, I would travel around the world. And of course, the teacher is complaining about being a Christmas cake and saying, oh, the Christmas cake is still good to eat. It very much is. Like, I'm with her. Abso-fucking-lutely. It's still good to eat. But she doesn't see it this way. Meeting on the roof, and of course, it all feels surreal. It feels like we're the only ones in the world, because they are. Not including Homura, including just the people like closest to them, right? Their group of friends, their families. They are genuinely the only ones who know the truth. They are the only ones who know of the existence of the witches. They are the only ones who know of Mami. They are the only ones who know of Mami's death. They are the only ones. They have only each other to confide in. And that sucks. That really does sucks. Especially now that Sayaka has also become a Mahou Shoujo. I'm assuming. Actually, I'm assuming. I'm gonna note it down just in case. Madoka Magica. Madoka's and Sayaka's relationship is gonna get strained. I can see becoming a magical girl changing Sayaka. Not in a good way. Sayaka changes. Not in a good way. Her friendship with Madoka gets strained. No, not B, D. Strained. Very easily can see that being the case. And yeah, we don't want to be magical girls after all. After what we've seen, yeah, Kyuubey, you can fuck right off. And so he does. Madoka returns the notes. Returns or gives her the notes? Hard to tell. There's a picture of Madoka in a Mahou Shoujo suit, Mahou Shoujo dress on the outside of the note. So I don't know if it's Madoka's notes that she promised to give Mami because Mami doesn't go to school or something, or is it Mami's notes from when she was going to school that she borrowed, that Madoka borrowed, or what's the deal? Hello, Homura. I'm talking about, yeah, if you die in the witch world, you die in real life. Also, I like this, like, switch from black legs to white legs. No one's gonna remember you because no one knows what's going on. It's not like, I don't know, Sinful Gear, where people are vaguely aware of the noise and people fighting the noise, and even though people aren't necessarily don't necessarily know who they should be thankful for eradicating the noise, they know they should be thankful to someone. So someone knows you, someone remembers you, and in the case of that one girl being saved by I forgot the name of the main girl from Symphony Gear. Fuck. But the girl being saved by her in season one, right? She's gonna remember that, and her mother is gonna remember that. In this case, it's all hidden. It's all completely different world. Far as people are concerned, people just disappear randomly. It just happens. They aren't dead necessarily. They're just gone. Like the people, or there's some like weird mass suicide or things like that, or someone threw themselves off the building because I don't know, maybe they didn't have a good time at work, maybe the love of their life rejected them, maybe something happened. I mean, various reasons to commit suicide, right? So nobody really looks into that, and when things like that are prevented, nobody pays it any mind because it's just how it should have been. There's nobody to witness, and the person being saved themselves don't witness anything. And they aren't aware that they were being controlled by a witch or anything of the sort. So, yeah, literally a very, very thankless job that someone has to do, but nobody can be like, show their gratitude for it because nobody knows that's going on. Well, of course, Madoka will never forget Mami. Homura is getting a little bit jelly, but no, I won't forget about you either, Homura-chan. And yeah, there is some, like, I know that there's some shojo-ai in this series. I know that Madoka and Homura is like the main ship in this series as well, and as much is shown on like even like official promo art. So yeah, it's not unwelcome, it's not unexpected, but Homura is like Kudere taken to 11. She's probably, again, it's just my prediction. Just I suppose I think that she might have gone through these exact same events hundreds of times already in one way or another. So she's kind of used to that. I don't know. And yeah, he does see it as torture, being made to listen to music while he cannot play any. And very convenient Kyuubey. It seems like he appears whenever there is a chance that someone might, on the off chance that someone might want to become a Mahou Shoujo. There's Kyuubey always lurking in the shadows, willing to exploit people's weaknesses. Yeah, thankfully Madoka was here. Yeah, it's I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look up what are those chemicals that create like poisonous gas. Uh, uh, Bleach and vinegar create chlorine gas. Yeah. Bleach and ammonia create chloramine. Bleach and rabin alcohol create chloroform, and hydrogen peroxide and vinegar create paracetic or peroxyacetic acid. So it's probably bleach and vinegar, because out of all of those, chlorine is probably the most dangerous, or maybe chloroform. That could also be it. Bleach and rabin alcohol could be either. But yeah, the more you know, right? So when you're like cleaning something, some surface, uh, take care to not mix them, right? Like if you're, I don't know, cleaning the toilet, don't pour bleach and vinegar there because you can genuinely fucking die. And dying sucks, so please don't. We're all going on a journey to another wonderful world. And if you didn't get the reference, because that might have been like a very obscure reference. Mm. There it is. Found it. No, I didn't want the link in new tab. I wanted... Come the fuck on. No, I don't want YouTube. Jesus Christ. There it is. How about window capture, display capture? There it is, this image. Come on, join us here in Equestria. That's the first thing that came to my mind when seeing Mami want to go to another wonderful world. She's going to meet her favorite ponies. Not if Madoka has her way. She hates bronies. She will not allow Mami to go to Equestria. Mami is fucking dead. Hitomi. Apparently everybody's a zombie now. And Madoka gets pulled into the world of Kirsten. Which is again interesting because it's the second time that Madoka got pulled into a magical world, into the world of witches. First time it happened, it was... Third time. First time it happened, it was by accident, I think. No, she was with Kyuubey then. Second time she was with Kyuubey and Mami. This time she's alone. So it's not that, being close to Kyuubey or to another Mahou Shoujo that makes you be at risk of being sucked in. It's the sheer fact that she made a connection with Kyuubey at any point. Or it could be that you can just get sucked into the world of witches. Just like that. Any random people of the street can end up like this. And because I'm weak, because I'm a liar. When exactly did you lie, Madoka? Because I do not recall. Sayaka to the rescue. Fighting with a saber and rainbows. And a big cape. I'm gonna be skipping through it a little bit more because... Sure, sabers are cool, but nothing holds a candle to Mami's combat style, honestly. Nothing can hold a handle to, like, flinging around flintlock pistols and juggling them and spawning new ones. That was amazing. Mami's combat style will, like, forever remain with me. If everybody forgets about Mami, I'm gonna be the only one who remembers Mami because of her combat style. This is fairly bog standard, so I'm just gonna not bother going through it. And the witch is dead. And everybody wakes up. And Sayaka immediately shows attitude towards Homura. Is it power that got to her head? Seems to me it might be the case. Interesting. Also interesting. Oh no, I thought it's like World of Witches because of the pattern, but no, it's just the carpet. The carpet has a pattern. I thought it was some sort of a genie wish, right? Like monkey paw finger curls. Yeah, okay, he's gonna get back feeling in his hand, but he's gonna be stuck in the world of witches permanently. You didn't specify the condition that he's gonna return his strength in this world. Whoopsie doodles. Guess you should have been more specific. No, nothing of the sort, it seems. He just got back his grip, and he's not particularly excited about it, it seems. Very, like, huge shadow on his face. He's more scared than happy, it seems. Oh. Theory. How can a wish backfire? What can be the price for that wish? Sayaka used up her wish on restoring his motor functions. He's gonna end up going out with another girl. I'm gonna note it down. Kyosuke. Going out with another girl, not Sayaka. Because that would really put Sayaka's conviction at the test, right? Did she really use her wish to help him? Did she really use her wish because she wanted him to regain his motor functions? Or did she actually use her wish because she was silently hoping that out of gratitude and out of the being joyful and happy and merry, he's gonna ask her out, or she's gonna be able to ask him out, or something like that, right? That's a question for the ages. And here we have another Mahou Shoujo girl. I'm assuming her name is Kyoko Sakura. She likes eating, is like a crepe? Or is it sweet potato? Whatever it is, she likes eating those things. She's a tomboy, she has a cutie fang, and she's a little bit of a tsundere. Or tsundere-aligned personality. And she wants to cave Sayaka's skull in, because she wants the territory. And she probably has much more experience being a magical girl than Sayaka does. So Sayaka might be in a little bit of a pickle. Which makes me wonder. Another theory. Kyoko. Kyoko attacks Sayaka, and Madoka becomes a Mahou Shoujo to help Sayaka, to save Sayaka. Kyoko finds Sayaka. Madoka becomes Meduka to save her. Because so far it seems like there wouldn't be that many impulses, drives for Madoka for Meguka to become Meduka, right? Because she really wants for nothing. She doesn't really have any particular wish. She doesn't really have any like super huge wishes. She doesn't have a boy she likes. She doesn't have anything she would want. She's just kind of coasting along. And sure, she thought it would be cool if I could like help people, so maybe that. But then she witnessed mommy getting clapped and decided that, yeah, no, perhaps I don't want to die after all. So there isn't really any like drive for Madoka to become a Mahou Shoujo. That drive, the only semblance of a drive that she might have, is her friendship with Sayaka. So if Sayaka is in danger, that might push Madoka to become a Mahou Shoujo. Because other than that, I can't see many other scenarios where she would decide out of her own volition to become a Mahou Shoujo. Only to save Sayaka. And a smile. Smile, sweet sister sadistic. Okay. That was episode 4 of Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica. And it very much feels like a beginning of a new arc, a little. Like the previous 3 episodes were kind of an introduction, more or less. Particularly, episode 3 was an introduction into just how dark, just how fucked up this world of magical girls can be. Now, we're dealing with the consequences. And now, after coming to know everything there is to know, now I don't think there is everything they need to know. I very much think that Madoka and Sayaka are very much kept in the dark about some things still. But they know the good things about being a Mahou Shoujo, right? You get the wish, you get to help people and stuff like that, and the bad sides of, namely, fucking dying, and nobody's even gonna be able to see your corpse. Everybody's gonna assume you've disappeared and you're never gonna be found, right? So we know the pros and the cons, and from this point on, every character can make a conscious, educated choice about becoming or not becoming Mahou Shoujo. Sayaka made the choice to become one because she was kinda pushed. Kinda. She was, I feel, out of options, out of ideas when it comes to Kyosuke. She thought that she's bringing him relief by bringing the music, right? And visiting him and talking to him and having him listen to music. But apparently it was torture to him, and he was only going through that. He was only agreeing to that because one, he believed that something still may be done, and two, to entertain Sayaka essentially, to like show her his appreciation for being there for him. Uh, so yeah, that finally pushed Sayaka. She was out of options, right? I can't bring him happiness with music. I can't bring him happiness this way. I can't bring him happiness that way. It genuinely seems like he will only ever be happy if he can play the instrument again. And so that was the only way she saw. And thus she decided to fulfill the wish through Kyuubey and pay the price of becoming Mahou Shoujo. Madoka hasn't made that choice yet. She will, eventually. When exactly, that much I do not know. It very much feels like they're kinda purposefully delaying Madoka becoming a Mahou Shoujo. It's kind of another way that this show creates a subversion on the Mahou Shoujo trope, right? Because usually in Mahou Shoujo shows, the girl becomes a magical girl in the first episode, second episode at the latest. It was the case in Symphogear, it was the case in Flip Flappers, it was the case in Kill la Kill, it was the case in Review Starlight, and that's as far as my knowledge of magical girls goes. But in all of those shows, they became magical girls almost instantly. This time around, it's everybody else who becomes a magical girl, right? And everybody else who is a magical girl, except Madoka, except the main character. She's holding out. She decides to not become a magical girl yet, which leads me to believe that there's gonna be something that has to happen to drive Madoka to this decision. And that's something, as I noted down, might be Sayaka being in danger. Although before that happens, any number of things can happen as well. Right? One thing that can happen is Sayaka becoming more distant. I can very much see that happening. Right? She has a duty now, she maybe has a boyfriend now, right? And she no longer has the time to hang out with Madoka. And maybe she also doesn't want to like pull Madoka into magical girl shenanigans, so she wants to distance herself in that regard as well. We can very much go through that arc. Later we can go through, I don't know, some big huge enemy. I'm not sure. Like Kyoko very much is gonna play the role of the antagonist for at least a little while. Beyond Kyoko, like some super powerful witch might be an enemy. That would be kind of boring, not gonna lie. Aliens? It's not a trigger show, so aliens are unlikely. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to go like too far into the future because I genuinely cannot predict what might happen. Honestly, like anything can happen at this point. Like by episode 10, everybody can be fucking dead except Madoka. Honestly. Episode 10, rocks fall, everybody dies, only Madoka is alive. She makes a wish to Kyuubey, let me go back in time to save everybody. And she goes back in time and saves everybody throughout the last 2 episodes. That could be a finale. Yeah, absolutely, it could be. Another way of like subversion could be everybody fucking dies besides Homura. And then it's revealed that Homura can jump worlds or jump timelines or go back in time or whatever. We know that she has like time space power shenanigans, so probably timey-wimey shenanigans, I don't know. And then the last few episodes follow Homura as she goes back, and maybe we see her making attempt after an attempt after an attempt after an attempt to change the course of events. And eventually she succeeds. Maybe she succeeds only after opening up, only after like putting everything on the table, right? Here's the deal, here's the danger, here's what's been happening, I've been going back in time trying to save you, here's what's been happening throughout all the past 5 years I've been doing that, here's the deal with Kyuubey, here's the deal with Mami, here's the deal with this, here's the deal with that. And only then, after she learns to open up, can everybody be saved or something like that. It could very well turn out in the end that Madoka Magica is the story of Homura, not of Madoka. But I'm just completely spitballing here. It could happen, and I'm just trying to like exemplify and maybe even exacerbate a little, exacerbate a little how unpredictable to me this show is, because genuinely anything can happen. Genuinely, like Sayaka can turn into a villain. Why the fuck not? Hey Madoka, you want to take away my powers, but I'm using my powers to keep Kyosuke alive. It seems like you, Madoka, are my enemy. You know, anything can happen. Anything, honestly, anything and anything, anything and everything. But what's for sure, what can happen and will happen right now is that I'm gonna ask you for your comments down below. What did you think of this episode? My reaction, my theories. No spoilers, please, I beg of you. I forgot to mention it at the beginning, so I'm mentioning it now. No spoilers, please. If you have even a semblance of a doubt, even a shroud of doubt, that something you might say might be a spoiler, please don't. If I made some random theory out of my ass and it's correct, don't tell me it's correct. Don't tell me it's incorrect either. Let me revel in my own theories. Let me see what's going to happen with my very own eyes. Okay? Okay, great. If you do want to talk spoilers, Discord, Discord in the description, join it. There's a Madoka Magica channel there. You can use spoiler tags and talk about Madoka there. There's already been like entire walls of people leaving spoilers and spoilers and spoilers in there, but everything's been tagged with spoiler tags, so I don't mind. Let them talk about things that I have no idea about. That's the purpose of that channel, right? Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Madoka, but also Symphogear GX, Yofukashi no Uta, Overlord Season 4, Ruby Ice Queendom, and Hataraku Mao-sama Season 2. And I also stream sometimes, so you might want to be subscribed and the bell icon clicked for that. You can support the channel if you want monetarily on Discord or Throne. Discord doesn't offer that kind of service. On Patreon or Throne. On Patreon for $10 a month to get early access to non-seasonals like Madoka, like Symphogear, and for just $1 you get placed in the credits and you also get a role on the Discord. And on Throne you can pitch in towards my purchase of some new recording gear, like a proper camera instead of using my fucking phone all the time. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you can still help the channel very much by sharing my content, spreading the word about the existence of my channel, bringing more people towards the channel, because it really helps when more people view the channel, more people subscribe, more people talk in the comments, more people like. it all matters for YouTube. Also, we are 1/3 of a way towards monetization of the channel, so that's also a goal to achieve one day, I guess. But yeah, right now that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers. Here's the credits that I mentioned, and you can be one of those people if only so your wish. You don't need to become a Mahou Shoujo to fulfill it.